Hi everyone, and welcome to day 8 of the Get Stronger Pilates program. Today is the last day of the 2-week program, and we're going to be finishing it strong with a power Pilates class. So when you're ready, I want you to come down onto your mat, and we're going to start with some cat-cows. So we're going to come down into a 4-point kneeling position, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. I want you to look up and extend your spine. Feel those shoulder blades draw together. Exhale, take your gaze towards your navel, flexing the spine. Inhale, look up again. Really arch through the spine, lengthening the spine. Exhale, take your gaze towards your navel. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, take your gaze towards your navel. Push up through your hands and then come to a neutral spine. I want you to flex those feet now. So flex those toes underneath you, and we're going to connect to that deep core. So I want you to think of a lifting up through the belly button. So you got your belly button to spine. We're going to come into some knee hovers. So on your exhale, I want you to lift your knees into an hover. Inhale, tap down. So exhale, lift. Inhale, tap. And here you are keeping your belly button to spine. You have a straight spine. Pushing through your hands equally. You also feel this in your thighs. Getting into that deep core. Okay. Waking up the body for today's class. Let's do one more. Hold it up here for a second. Then lower it down. We're going to push back now to a plank. So take those legs out, extend them behind you, coming up into a high plank. Now I want you to make sure that that core is switched on, belly button to spine, straight back. You are making sure that you are in a strong plank here, glutes are engaged, and we're just going to tap one knee to the mat and lift again. Inhale to lower that knee. Exhale, lift it back up. Perfect. And I want you to keep your hips stable here, square to the ground. So when you are lowering your knee, you're not moving the hips, you're not moving the upper body. You're keeping your body stable. Let's do one more. Lift it up. Lower the knees down. Press back to a shell stretch. Just take a moment here. And then we're going to ripple our spine forward and come down into a half plank. So we're going to make sure now that our core is engaged as we lower down into our push-up. So inhale, lower. Exhale, lift back up. Remember to keep the body in one long straight line. Keep the elbows in. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press up. Let's go for 2 more. Getting into those arms, into the chest. Last one. Press back to a shell stretch. Roll up. Just roll those shoulders out. Taking a nice release here. And then we're going to come into the abs. So come down onto your mat, into the middle of your mat. I want you to extend your legs out and flex your feet. You're going to sit up and lengthen through the spine, through the crown of your head. And I want you to send your arms forward so that they parallel with the mat. We're going to exhale, roll back into our C curve. And then inhale, lift up and extend the spine. So exhale, roll back, pelvis tucks under. Inhale, lift up. If it's too much to have your legs straight out, you can bend them like this and roll back. But if you want more of a challenge, keep your legs straight, feet flexed, and we're just going to roll back. Getting into the hip flexors, the lower abs. Exhale, lower back. Inhale, lift and lengthen through the crown of the head. Let's go for 2. Last one. Lift and lengthen. I want you to take your hands behind your head now. You're going to rotate towards the right, lower down into your C-curve, and then lift back up to center. Rotate towards the left, lower down into your C-curve, then lift back up and come back to center. So rotate, lower, lift, back to center. Exhale, rotate and lower. Inhale, lift and come back to center. You can really feel those hip flexors working here. Getting into the obliques as well as the lower abs. Let's do 2 more. Perfect. Come back to center. Now I want you to keep your hands behind your head, and we're going to roll back into a half roll back. And we're just going to move from side to side, coming into our rotation. Perfect. Let's go for another 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift up and lengthen. Okay. We're not done here yet. We're going to get more into the hip flexors. So I want you to come into your half roll back, flexing the feet, and stay here, hold in your half roll back. We're going to point and lift the right leg to the ceiling on a diagonal and then lower. Exhale to lift it, inhale to lower. So I want you to actually now point through your feet. Perfect. Let's do another 4 more. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Last 2. Last 1. Perfect. Lower all the way down, articulating through the spine, vertebra by vertebra. Arms come up overhead. Perfect. Just take a nice release here for the hip flexors and the abs. Okay, we're going to take our hands behind our head. Now I want you to lift one leg up at a time to tabletop, and I want you to make sure that you are pressing that lower back into the mat. So there's no arching in your spine like this. Your lower back is pressed into the mat. Okay, we're going to lift up, and then we're going to send our legs on a diagonal. Exhale, bring them back in. Inhale, extend, making sure that your back is pressed to the mat. Exhale, bend them back in. Perfect. Feeling this in the lower abs, in the upper abs. Okay, let's go for another 3. Last 2. Last 1. Hold it out on a diagonal. We're going to bend that right leg in, send that left leg down, bring it back up on the diagonal. Now we're going to alternate. Bring the left leg in, send the right leg down. Making sure that you are keeping your back pressed flat here. Really engaging those abs. I don't want you to pop through the abs, so making sure that you are keeping that belly button towards your spine. Perfect. This takes a bit of coordination, so stay with me. Let's do another 2 more. You should be feeling a nice ab burn by now. Perfect. Bring your legs back to tabletop. Lower the head for a second. Just take a nice deep breath. And then we're going to lift it up. Bring our knees towards our elbow. And then extend our legs back out, lowering our head. So bring it in, knees to elbows. Extend it back out. Exhale as you bring it in. Inhale as you extend it out. Whew. Definitely feeling it in those lower and upper abs. And then we're going to get into the obliques. Let's do another 2. Last one. Perfect. We're going to get into the obliques now. So lift up into your ab curl, and we're going into our bicycles, our crisscross. So lift up and over, bringing that opposite armpit towards your knee. So you are really getting into those obliques, like you're twisting your body. Exhale as you twist. Inhale as you roll through center. Let's go for another 2. 1. Hug it in. Extend the body long. Stretching out the abs. That really burned. Okay, perfect. We're going to come into quite a bit of glute work now. And we're going to start with our bridges. So I want you to bring your feet in towards your glutes. And we're just going to start off with a simple shoulder bridge. So I want you to exhale, lift up into the bridge. Weight is in the back, in your heels. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Now this seems like a simple exercise, but I want you to keep that core on. So you've got that rib to hip connection. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Let's go for another 3. Feel those glutes engage as you get towards the top. Last one, we're going to hold it up. Now we're going to work into some footwork. So I want you to articulate through the foot. You're lifting up that right heel, coming to your toes. Weight is in your left heel. And then you're going to lift that leg to tabletop. Lower it down, articulating through the foot. Heel comes down last. Let's do that on the other side. So articulate through the left foot, coming up to a point. Lift it up to tabletop, lower it down, lowering the foot down, slowly articulating through the foot, heel comes down last. Okay, I want you to carry on with that, keeping your hips still. So if it helps you, really put your hands on your hips, feel that they are stable and not moving around, feel that they are level. So the one hip isn't sinking down to the mat as you do this. Think about that slow and controlled movements. You can really feel this in the glutes now. Perfect. Lift those hips up. Remember that core connection. Okay, let's do one more. Lifting up, lowering down. Okay, we're going to lift that right leg in to tabletop. Keep those hips up, core connection. Extend that right leg out. Bend it back in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend it in. You're doing so well. The weight is in that left foot, that left heel. You can definitely feel that burn in the glute. Okay, let's go for another 3. Keep your hips level. 2, 1. Bend it back in, lower it down. Heel comes down last. Perfect. We're going to do that on the other side. So stay up in your bridge, and then we're going to articulate through the foot, lifting it up to tabletop. Extend it, bend it back in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Keep those hips level, straight towards the ceiling. Follow your breath here. You can feel the burn in that right glute. Perfect. We're going to go for another 3. Feel that body shake. My body is shaking. This is a lot of work. Slow and controlled movements. Last one here. Bend it in. Lower that foot down. Heel comes down last. Lower all the way down. Hug those glutes in. Or those knees in, not the glutes. Stretching the glutes out there. Okay. Perfect. But we're not done with the glutes yet. So I want you to come up carefully. You can roll onto your side and then lift up to seated. We're going to come into a 4-point kneeling position. Okay. So now what I want you to do is come down onto your left forearm. We're going to work the right glute. And we're going to start with some donkey kicks. So you're going to exhale, lift and point through the foot, feeling that contraction in the glute as you lift that leg up. Inhale, lower it down. Exhale, lift, keeping that core engaged. I want that belly button to stay towards your spine. Perfect. Making sure that your hips are square. So take a peek down just to make sure that they're square. Feeling the contraction in the glute as you lift. Maybe hold there for a second. Slow, controlled. And then we're going to add on. So you're going to lift up. Externally rotate that leg so that your knee is shining forward. And then kick that leg out to the side. Bend it back in. Come back to center. Lower it down. So lift, rotate, extend. Come back to center. Lower it down. Perfect. You're doing so well. Feel that femur really rotate in that hip socket. This is so good for healthy hips and for hip mobility. Keep that glute up high. Sometimes I get a bit fatigued and then I end up dropping my glute, my leg, my glute, and switching my glute off, so it's not working as much. You've really got to focus on that mind to muscle connection. Okay, lift it up, extend it out to the side, lower it down. On this last one, externally rotate, kick it out to the side, hold it there, little pulses up, little exhales as you pulse up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back in line with your hip. Lower that leg. I want you to now make sure, so we're going to stay on that left forearm. And we're going to do a double pulse, lower. And then we're going to open up the hip, externally rotating the leg, lift up, double pulse, lower. Come back to center, make sure the hips are square, lift up, double pulse, and then open up to the side, double pulse. So we're still getting into that external rotation. Well done. Let's do another 2. Last one. Open the hip up to the side, double pulse. Lower it down, bring it in. I want you to come down onto your left-hand side now. Okay, we're going to come into some clams. So just set yourself up nicely here, pushing up out of your shoulder, out of your side waist. And then we're going to lift the feet up, open that top knee. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Now you'll also feel this in your underneath glute because we've just worked that as our supporting leg. Okay, let's go for another 2, 1. Lower it all down, then lift it all up. So it's like an accordion here. Really getting into those side glutes. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Perfect. Let's do another 3, 2, 1. Extend, bend. Extend, bend. So inhale, extend, exhale, bend. Push up out of that shoulder. Bring the toes to touch. Perfect. Let's go for another 3, 2, 1. Bend it down, bring it in front of that other foot, other leg, tap, coming into internal rotation, extend it out. Keep that other foot up. You should definitely feel a nice burn in your glutes. I know I am, but stay with me. Slow, controlled. Think about that mind to muscle connection, that slow movement. Okay. Hold it up there. Pulses up. Almost done here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down. Tap it out, tap it out. Lift up and over, stretching it out, side waist, and those glutes. Okay. Perfect. We're going to come into a high plank now. Body in one straight long line. I want you to lift that left leg. We're going to bend it, take it through underneath the right leg, extend it out, extend that arm out, coming into a side plank. Lower it back down, extend that leg back out, coming into your plank. So let's do a few more of those. Really getting into the shoulder, into the obliques. This is a lot of stabilizing work. Let's do one more. Perfect. Extend it back out, lower it down, press to a pike, pedal out those heels. Nice stretch in the hamstrings. And then we're going to walk our hands towards our feet. Just hang here for a second. Feeling a nice release in the back, in the glutes and in the hamstrings. And then we're going to roll up vertebra by vertebra. Okay, coming to standing. I want you to come to the middle of your mat now. I want you to take your palms behind you, and we're going to use our right leg. So we're going to step back with our right leg and take our palms back, coming into a tricep press. So make sure that that left leg is bent and you're hinging forward. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, extend it out. It's going to get harder, and you're going to feel this in your supporting leg. Really push back with that tricep contraction, keeping that core in. Okay, on our next one, I want you to lift your leg, extending your leg, bend it in. Lift and extend, bend it in. Exhale as you lift and extend, coming into that balancing work. So find somewhere to take your gaze so you don't fall over. Let's do one more. Okay, take the toes to the ground just to support you. Hands go back, pulses down. Little pulses, getting into that left glute, left leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift up. Shake it out. Okay. Whew. We're going to come into the other side now. So I want you to roll down vertebra by vertebra. Feeling a nice stretch in the back. Then walk your hands out to a pike position. Pedal out the heels. Really stretching here. Lower the knees towards the ground. Come down onto your right forearm. Set yourself up nicely here, core engaged, belly button to spine. We're going to come into our donkey kicks. So make sure your hips are square as you take your left leg up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Feel that contraction as you lift your leg up. Let's go for another 4, 3, 2, 1. one, lift it up, externally rotate and kick it out to the side. Bend it back in and lower. So you might find that you have more mobility on the one side of your body than the other. And for me, I definitely have more mobility on the left side. And that's okay. Just go with where your body's at. Let's go for another 3. Externally rotate, kick, bend, come back to center, lower down. Last 2. Kick, lower down. Lift, keep that glute up, externally rotate, kick it out, bend it in, lower it down. Lift up, externally rotate, kick it out, hold it, pulses up. Go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take that leg back, lower it down. Now, make sure that your hips are square towards the ground, and we're going to double pulse, lower that leg. Open the hip towards the side of the room, externally rotating that leg, lift, double pulse. And then back to center, hips are square, double pulse at the top. Exhale as you double pulse at the top. Open the hip. So we're getting into the glute max and the glute med. Open up, double pulse. Okay, let's go for one more. Open up, lower down. Okay, perfect. We're going to go into our clamp series now. So, okay. Bring your feet in line with your glutes. Lift up out of your shoulder, out of your side waist. And then we're just going to lift up our feet, open and close. So making sure that your hips are square to the front of the room. You're not opening them up as you open up your legs. Your hips are square and stable here. Your core is engaged, switched on. Okay, lift it up, and then we're going to collapse everything. Exhale, lift and open. Inhale, lower. Perfect. You're doing so well. Whew. It's a really hot day when I'm filming this, so I am quite sweaty. Just putting that out there. Okay, you can really feel this in your underneath glute. Okay, perfect. Lift it up, hold it up, extend that leg, tap toes together. Extend, tap toes. Inhale, extend, exhale, bend. Core connection. You're doing so well. Okay. Hold it up. Lower that knee down. Internally rotating, lifting that foot up towards the ceiling. Extend it out. Exhale as you lower. Inhale to extend your leg long. Perfect. Slow and controlled. Think about that mind to muscle connection. Okay, hold it up. Little pulses up. Press up through that side waist. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down. Tap out that glute. Lift up, come into some lateral flexion. Opening up that side waist. Lower it down. And we're going to come into our side plank exercise now. So we're going to start in a plank, a nice high plank. So get yourself set up, strong body, core engaged, glutes engaged. And then we're going to lift up that right leg, bend it in, take it through, lift up that arm. Lower it back down, extend that leg. So lift it through, keep that balance, and then lower it down. This is quite an advanced exercise. And you might find it was easier on the other side than it is on this side. Perfect. Last one. Extend it back, lower that foot down, press back to a pike, walk the hands towards the feet. Just stretching out here, then rolling up vertebra by vertebra. Head comes up last, and we're going to come into the middle of our mat now. Okay, so we're going to come into our triceps and our kickbacks, step backs. We're going to start with our step back. So I want you to hinge forward, legs are bent, and then you're just going to step back as you push back with your palms, like you're pushing the wall away from you. Feeling the weight in your right foot. Okay, on your next one, I want you to lift and extend that leg, bend it back in. Lift and extend, bend it back in. This is a lot of balancing work, so stay with me. Exhale as you extend, inhale as you bend. We're almost there. Woo. Find something to focus on. Okay, last one. Bend it back in, take the toes towards the mat, take those palms back, and we're just going to pulse it back here, getting into that right leg. Last two, last one. Lift it up. Whew. Okay, shake it out. Well done, well done, well done. Okay. We're going to come into our last series of class. Finish up this class strong. So I want you to come down to the back of your mat, and we're going to roll down vertebra by vertebra. Hands come down. Come into a pike position. Just pedal out those heels. Okay. Getting ready to come into a high plank. Shift forward. Coming into a high plank, making sure your body is aligned. We're going to take that right knee, bring it in towards the right elbow, then take it towards the left elbow. Crunching in the center. I really want you to feel your abs here. Your abs are switched on. Exhale as you bring that knee towards that elbow. Let's do another two. Last one. Extend it back. Push back to pike. Nice big deep breath. Okay, we're going to shift forward again. Left leg this time. Bring left knee to left elbow and then to right elbow. Exhale as you do this. You're doing so well. Keep strong in that plank. Okay, we're almost there. Let's go for another two. Feel that crunch in the abs. One, extend it out, press back to your pike. Take a nice big deep breath. Peel out the heels. And then we're going to finish off with some mountain climbers. You can do this fast or you can do it slow. So we're going to come down into our plank. And we're going to start by doing some slow mountain climbers. Just bring that knee in towards that chest, feeling that crunch in the abs in the center. Pull that belly button to spine as much as you can, and then we're going to run it out. Let's finish class strong. Run as fast as you can. Almost there. Almost done with class. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press back to a shallow stretch. Lower down. Take a nice big deep breath. Oh, you did so well. Okay. I want you to come forward now. Bring that right leg between your hands, and then lift up and extend the spine. Coming into a nice glute stretch, lower down. Take a nice stretch, just calming the nervous system down for today's class. Whew. This is a nice stretch. Hopefully your body was shaking during this class, that you found it good. Okay, we're going to press back. Bring that other knee forward between your hands. Lift up and extend the spine, and then lower down. Taking a nice glute stretch. Perfect. Feel your breath slow. Make sure the hips are square. And then we're going to lift up. Take that leg back. Press back to shell. Ripple forward. Lowering the hips down, opening up the chest. Making sure that there is a soft bend in the elbows. I want you to lower down, still shining your chest forward. And then I want you to take that right foot in your right hand. Bring that heel in towards your glute. Feeling a nice quad and hip flexor stretch. Release that. Take your hand back down. Bend that left leg. Bring that heel in towards your glute. Shining that chest forward. Release that. Lift up, press back to a shell. Take a nice big deep breath here. Then you're going to roll up vertebra by vertebra. Take that right arm up and over, coming into lateral flexion. And then that left arm up and over. Roll out your shoulders here. You did a lot of shoulder stability work. Take the hands behind your back. Open up the chest. And then forward in front of you. Bringing those abs in. And that's it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you have enjoyed this 2-week Get Stronger program. If you have, please give this video a like, subscribe down below, leave me a comment, let me know how you found it, and if you are feeling so much stronger after doing these classes. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye guys.